Hello and welcome to Perchance to Dram. Tonight I have a very special spirit to share. It is Tim Smith's Climax Moonshine. And it's been a long time that I have wanted to share this Climax Moonshine with you and to experience it myself. Tim Smith, if you don't know, is one of the stars, the original stars of the hit Discovery Channel program Moonshiners. He parlayed that as well as his skill in moonshining into a legal distillery and a bottle of his own Climax moonshine. It is pot distilled and bottled by Climax Virginia Distillery, Tim Smith, in Culpeper, Virginia, USA. And in the reverse, may or may not be able to see this, the reverse of the label. You can see Tim and I believe his father, who was also a moonshiner. So it's a family affair, an intergenerational affair. If you watch the show, which I do encourage you to do if you're interested in American whiskey, American liquor, backwoods tradition, Moonshiners is a great show to watch. Here on the side, it says, as America's most wanted moonshiner, Tim Smith is pursued by lawmen and drinkers alike with his dog, Camo. That's this dog here. Faithfully guarding the still from intruders, Tim pot distills his moonshine the same way his family has for generations. It's what makes Tim Smith's Climax moonshine one of the best in the world. Signed there by Tim Smith. Distilled from corn, malted barley, rye, and sugar cane, which makes this, for my channel, Perchance to Dram, thanks for watching, this is my first non-whiskey review. Sugar cane, I don't know what that means. I'd be interested to get the finer details, but a whiskey cannot be distilled from any mash other than a grain, and sugar is not a grain. So, moonshine, definitely whiskey adjacent in the American tradition. Very important to the whiskey story. In this case, it's not technically a whiskey because there's sugar cane involved. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's sugar cane juice, like a rum agricole, if it's molasses, like a typical rum, if it's literally just sugar, like a bag of sugar poured into the mash. In any event, sure, it's moonshine. Sure, it's related to whiskey, but it's not whiskey. The very moment that I saw Tim Smith on my television on the Moonshiners program in his overalls with nothing on underneath the overalls, I thought, this is a man, all right? This is a man, and I want to taste his Climax moonshine. Let's check it out. I mean, that's sort of tequila notes, right? Like a young tequila. But you get a little bit more of the bread grain. I mean, certainly a breadishness there. It's quite the thing. Cilantro. All right, let me talk to you about Tim Smith's Climax Moonshine. Oh, it's quite hot, despite being only 45% ABV. Oh. Tim Smith's Climax Moonshine is very potent. It has a sweetness, quite a breadness to it. I think of a popsicle. I feel like Frybread and Slurpee, but it's too strong on the nose. It's quite. It's okay. If this is what moonshine is, then I have respect for it. The presentation I love, right? Because compare this to Junior Johnson's Midnight Moon, or some of the many other moonshine brands that come in a jar-like container. I can't help but think is meant by Tim Smith as something that can stand on its own on the shelf, and not, some sort of corn pone novelty, as we see with some of the other moonshines on the market. So I respect that to a large degree. However, this is not something that I would drink on a day-to-day basis without at least a hefty serving of ice, or perhaps some cocktail legerdemain. A little bit here of licorice. Climax is a funny name to have.